Mars is the best place to give birth to life. But an unknown object was found in the car window. The latest news about extraterrestrial visitors, news of UFOs began to appear again frequently around the world. Every time there is news that a suspected alien visitor has been found in some corner of the world, will attract the attention of all mankind. This proves that humans have been intensely curious about extraterrestrial life beyond Earth since ancient times. With the continuous advancement of science and technology, humans are learning more and more about life. The conditions for life are also being studied. Humans have summarized the necessary conditions for the existence of various forms of life. Looking at the universe that humans can currently detect, classify those planets that might qualify as habitable planets. But outside the solar system, how many habitable planets are there at the bottom of the astral horizon that people can see through telescopes? For today's humans, it's too far from seeing it to touching it. And if you look at the solar system even closer, among the brothers and sisters of the Earth, obviously Mars has become the most accessible, the star closest to the Earth's environment. Ask for attention at 3 a.m. For hundreds of years, there has always been a belief among scholars that there is, or at least there was, life on Mars. The 8 planets of the solar system. Why is Mars the only one that has aroused speculation about life? It also has to start with the situation on Mars itself. First of all, Mars is the same as our Earth. It's an Earth-like planet. But if you look at the distance, Venus is closer than Earth. But Venus rotates in the opposite direction to the Earth. And Venus's atmosphere is very different from Earth's. So it's not as popular as Mars. My heart is the solar system, the 4th star. He is also the brother most similar to Earth. Mars revolves around the sun like the Earth. The right anti-theft angle allows Mars to have a year-round temperature change. Mars also rotates at about the same speed as Earth, so a day on Mars is about the same length as on Earth. Secondly, Mars also has an atmosphere. The atmosphere is made up of a planetary structure. The main conditions are that life can multiply freely on Earth. Humans can breathe freely. Both depend on the abundant oxygen in the Earth's atmosphere. It also maintains a relatively comfortable temperature for the Earth. The atmosphere of Mars is mainly composed of carbon dioxide. Although the Earth's atmosphere is different, but it's also essential for life. And that's the most important thing. After human probes were continuously launched into rockets, one of the most inspiring discoveries is that there is water on Mars. Everyone knows that water is the source of all life. Now all the water on Mars is frozen solid. The water on Mars is now frozen. That's because the atmosphere of Xihong is not hot enough to maintain an active temperature. According to scientists' research, the current temperature of Mars generally remains between -17 degrees and -95 degrees. Obvious. At this temperature, water naturally freezes. But humans have been collecting rural mineral data based on the existing topography of Mars. And compared to Earth-like landscapes and rocks, it's almost certain that liquid water existed on Mars in ancient times. And liquid water requires a warm climate. Just think about it. Warm climate plus liquid water is just life on Earth. But life is slow. Scientists extrapolate time forward 3 billion to 4 billion years. It may be that the environment on Mars strikes a delicate balance with the sun. Rising temperatures on Mars caused a period of heavy rainstorms. Ventilated precipitation forms crisscrossing rivers on Mars. lakes and oceans. It is very likely that Martian life was born at that time. But maybe in 1 billion years, the atmosphere of Mars has changed. The main possibility is that the escape of the atmosphere caused the Martian atmosphere to become what it is today. The sudden decrease in the rarefied climate led to the complete disappearance of liquid water. Mars became a barren landscape. But anyway, Mars is currently the planet most likely to find unexpected life. Therefore, many of the probes that have occurred by humans over the past few decades have been carried out with Mars. Close contact. And I've been hoping that the photos and data that these probes will send back to make discoveries about life more directly. Since the 1970s, led by the United States and the Soviet Union, one after another probes of that kind have been sent to Mars. One of the more famous is the American Curiosity. The distant land and the Jurong from our country, led in the name of the fire god. Some of these probes are even primarily tasked with exploring Mars. The mysterious Mars Rover is indeed worthy of its mission. And there are all sorts of clear images coming in from the Martian front line from the research center on Earth. And there's something really striking about these images. How many times have people on Earth been excited? I thought I had touched life on Mars. For example, the Curiosity rover, which officially visited Mars in August 2012. Curiosity is just like his name. Curious about Mars. He also shared with us many precious photos that amazed us. It was originally planned to explore Mars for 2 years before it could be withdrawn. I have been purchasing on Mars for 10 years, still full of energy. Orchi sent back this picture shortly after it landed on Mars. At first glance, the gravel in the picture looks like a dry bone laid out on a pile of broken tiles. So if this was taken in a desert on Earth, I believe many people will accept it. You know, even the most venomous woman, the scientist with life on Mars. It is also the hope to find the most primitive traces of life on Mars. Suddenly there was such a dry bone, it really scared everyone. And in this photo near the landing site of Curiosity, extreme planks seem to float and the clear traces of water flow nearby. And they all seem to be pretty vivid predictions of cool life on Mars. Of course, after careful analysis, whether it's these dry bones or the planks, they all turned out to be very unique, very primitive shapes. Not the remnants of advanced life as one might hope. And these undulating black dunes, it was as if the golden deserts of the Earth had been darkened. Scientists believe that these black dunes were formed when volcanic rock was weathered into sand. This also proves that Mars once had active volcanic activity. The face flowed over the surface of Mars, except for the number and number. Perseverance also played a lot of special photos. Like this picture here, compare the two sides. Photographs depict objects buried on the surface of Mars. It's basically an abandoned engine with 90% similarity. Could it be that this time people have directly discovered the camp that exists in the Martian civilization? After all, if there weren't life on Mars with advanced intelligence like humans on Earth, there's no such thing as an engine. If the production process of the engine is too complicated. So in this photo, the little dark green ball in the upper left-hand corner is also very eye-catching. The rock next to the small steel ball seems to deliberately create a clear contrast with it. One is a naturally occurring fragment of rock. The other one looks more like it's been processed by external forces, no matter how you look at it. These peculiar objects, humans on Earth heartbeat again and again. But at the end of the day, No real life has been found directly on the surface of Mars. And so, a lot of people started looking down below the surface of Mars. People fantasize about ancient Mars where life was born and advanced civilizations developed. But for some unknown reason, the Martian climate changed dramatically. These Martian names are meant to last. Transferred from the surface to the ground, just when people were struggling with the lack of evidence of underground Martians. Curiosity has once again scratched a photo that has puzzled people. In this photo, suddenly, an underground door appeared leading to an underground cave. This cave gate, both in terms of shape and chisel marks, it's so unnatural. Such a gate. It seems that the Martians who left the surface of Mars in a hurry left behind a mysterious entrance when they moved underground, because they didn't have the ability to get her to go deep into this cave. And so that's one of the things that comes up again. However, the items and traces in the above photos are ultimately sampled and demonstrated on the face. The truth was later confirmed. Expectations are different. These deliberately shaped objects are just some masterpieces of nature's recovery on Mars. And the most controversial gateway to Mars. Caves are indeed formed naturally. Are these other images on Mars just Martian rocks? What is the most extraordinary thing the probe has ever discovered? It can only be said that the Mars Rover has really photographed the heart, and the aliens have left traces on Mars. Among the many photos from Mars, one photo immediately caught the researchers' attention. There was clearly a metallic fragment in the cracks between the rocks. This metal fragment is also densely covered with small black holes. Not even naturally occurring products. Could it be that aliens have visited Mars and left this item behind? However, what makes people laugh and cry is, finally, scientists found that this metal fragment was indeed brought to Mars by aliens. It's just that this alien is no one else. It is we Earthlings ourselves. In fact, it was later found on the train. More and more discarded items are being discarded due to human activities. Mars is the main target for future human settlements. It can be said that it has been contaminated by human space debris from now on. And that's not a good sign.